Dirk, your book of the month.
Book of the month. Peter Hinson, The New Normal. Explore the limits of the digital world. It's a book which gives you powerful insights on the role of IT in a company. And what Mr. Hinson is saying is that IT used to be a driver, but now IT used to be a facilitator, but now it's become a driver. And he's very critical of the IT departments in companies. And he starts by saying that he asks a lot of questions to the IT department and they simply can't give him a satisfactory answer, such as this one. Please explain to me why the upgrade of our corporate website is going to cost $500,000, while my 13-year-old nephew built a website for his school last weekend on open source. Second, explain to me why I can't find anything in our state-of-the-art document management system and I find everything I want on Google in 2 seconds. Third question, explain to me why I can book a flight online in 2 minutes and it takes me half an hour to input my expense accounts in this horrible SAP system. And then finally, number 4, explain to me why I can buy a printer in the shop around the corner for under $200 and have it in 15 minutes here. When I want to buy it via the corporate IT channels, it costs 3 times as much and it takes twice as long. So what he's saying is that the people dealing with IT are still in a facilitator mode and not in a driver mode, and they are an impediment rather than a help. Now he understands why. He says because in our companies what we have is we have what he calls, and I like the phrase, digital immigrants. And this is opposed to digital natives. The 13-year-olds are digital natives because they have been fed with IT, whereas the knowledge people of 30, 35, 40 who basically run our IT departments, the knowledge they have on IT is acquired knowledge. So they are digital immigrants. And this brings them to some embarrassing conclusions that they're often barking up the wrong tree. So what he's saying is that there is a number of things where you've got to be very clear on. The IT people keep on pressing things like technically good and technical superiority. And we've come in an age, he said, where speed is more important than quality, where the whole emphasis on security is totally contradictory to open source, where content is no longer the most important thing, but interaction is the most important thing. And he says, it's extremely funny, he says, in a lot of corporations, we are at a stage where nothing is lost, but nothing can be found. It's all there, but you cannot get it out of the system. And we've come to an age where the main thing is not giving the right answer, but asking the right questions. And he goes on and on. So we're drowned by these IT people into information, but we're starved from knowledge. And his main thing is that the IT revolution is not, contrary as what we've led to believe, a technical revolution, but an idea revolution. And that corporations are still manned by IT people who talk about the technicality of IT and not about the changed way of thinking IT is provoking. So that's the book. I mean, admittedly, the first 3 quarters of the book are what I call philosophical, and I like them. But then in the last quarter, he loses himself a bit in petabytes and gigabytes. Then it becomes less interesting to me. But what I've learned here, it's enjoyable. It's an enjoyable read with a lot of pictures and drawing. It's funny. It's tongue-in-cheek like. It's very critical. A lot of IT people won't really like it. But I liked it a lot. And it's certainly a recommendable read.